Okay, so this is just going to be a quick recording to show how I figured out how to make some interesting patterns on the sphere in Blender 3D. So here we're starting off with our cube in our default scene. So I'm going to right click and make sure it's selected. I'm going to delete this. So I'm going to press X to bring up delete. Then I'm going to left click on that to get rid of the cube. Next I'm going to go to create on the left, and I want to start with an icosphere. Here's the icosphere right here. It's a pretty basic design. The most important part of this is to make sure you increase the subdivisions over here to get a more interesting pattern. So we're going to erase it from 2 to, let's say we'll start off with a 4 to see how that goes. Now once we've done that, you can see a little bit of change in the sphere. We can go back, and now we're going to go into edit mode, and you can take a look at that. You can see all those little lines there. If you use the scroll button on your mouse, you can zoom in and out, and here you can see we've got lots of lines here to show, and that'll help make for a more interesting pattern. So we're going to go back to object mode down here, and next we're going to go to our modifiers, and if you can't see that, you can bring this out a little bit by just dragging it out with the mouse. And the wrench icon here gives you your modifiers, which you can do a lot of different things with. We're basically going to apply 2 modifiers to this to try to get some interesting patterns. So here we have add modifier, and we're going to start off with the wireframe modifier. And here you can see, if you look at that, you've already got what looks like a pretty interesting pattern there. And then we're going to go do a subdivision surface on top of that. And here you can see, again, if you look at the pattern, you scroll in and out, you can see you got an interesting looking little pattern here. You kind of got some like stars here composing the sphere. If you arrange the order of these modifiers, you see these up and down arrows. You can actually change which modifier takes precedence. So we're actually going to move this. And now look at this. You can see this pattern has changed again just by going there and making that more important. And if you want, you can actually play with the thickness also to kind of fill in this. You see you have a lot of gaps in this sphere here. So if we go to the thickness here, we have it at 0.02. Let's change that to 0.1. And we'll enter that in there, and now here's what we have. This is a nice little pattern here. If you go in there, you can see we filled in all those empty spaces. If you kind of see a little design there, if you kind of look at it. And if we want to, we could actually at this point, we could apply this and make all of these take effect. If you want to get a little preview, if you go down here, you can click on and go to rendering. You can actually get a quick render to show what it will look like. So we don't have any colors or anything applied here, but it's just a real basic pattern. So for now, let's go back to solid. And then we're going to add a little bit of color to this right now. So if you click over here, and if you go to this kind of like shiny little circle icon and click on that. And we want to make sure for this we're in actually Blender cycles. So we're going to go to the cycles renderer. Gives you a little more interesting options here. If you go to new, it defaults to a diffuse pattern, which is kind of like a real subtle, not very shiny or glossy or anything. If you click on the white color, you can actually go around the color wheel and change your color here. So let's kind of make this kind of a light blue color right here. So now if we go back over here, you see you don't see that right now, but if you were to go back to rendered, you can actually see your color appearing in here now.